Welcome back again to the VOC Kenya, or the Voice of Commoner Kenya. We have been so quiet since election, petition, and inauguration of the president, that is William Samoei Ruto. But the fact is that we had been carried away by the happiness and the thanksgiving. In the first video, I explained how William Ruto helped me pass my exam in campus, and just through a speech. And I urged my fellow commoners to vote for this brilliant mind, and so it came to pass. I am a religious man and I do represent commoners. I speak for the voiceless voices. Well, I have few followers, very few indeed, very few subscription, and not famous, and that's probably what makes me a commoner. But one thing that keeps me moving is that I know there are more than 10 million commoners out there who have redeemable voice but no transmission medium, no listeners. And I know one day, in one way or the other, this voice will be a redeemable voice and it will speak on their behalf. Remember, I said I am a commoner from nowhere who doesn't tell lies, and this is primarily dominated by my social and religious background. I am one of the many Kenyans who personally prayed for William Ruto's victory. But my motive when I was praying was different from all others. Most of the people prayed for him because of the humiliation he went through from the previous government. We have seen it on TV, and the fact is that he had suffered psychologically. In most of the occasions we saw him so dull and deep in thoughts. But that wasn't enough for me to pray for him. The reason why I prayed for him is because of how he continuously involved God in his plan. Well, I'm not saying he is a saint, neither am I saying he is righteous. But his desire to be guided by the Lord made me go down on my knees and say, God, remember this man. If you read the book of Matthew 5:6-8, Good News Bible says, happy are those whose their greatest desire is to do what God requires. God will satisfy them fully. God will be merciful to them. Go and read. The Bible says greatest desire. I want you to underline that thing. The Bible says greatest desire is to do. The Bible does not say happy are those who do what God requires, but instead it says happy are those whose greatest desire. You don't have to be holy. You don't have to be righteous. The competitors criticized William Ruto. They said, he has done this, he has stolen this, he has done this. It doesn't matter who you are. The thing that matters, it is what is your greatest desire. And God is the one who fulfills heart desires. Our president, William Ruto involved God in everything. His desire was to be guided by the Lord, to be given victory by the Lord. And so it did happen. And it happened regardless of the state captures, the endless humiliation that we saw, and something else that made us happy is what William Ruto said after getting certificate from the IBC chairman. He said that God has given us victory. Well, we cannot overrate that statement. After winning the petition, very many people believed that there is a God in heaven. Through his desire to be guided by the Lord, he has touched more hearts than most of the full-time pastors have for today. In fact, we should offer him some tithe and offering because he has done a lot of work that belongs to the Lord. Now that he has appointed cabinet secretaries, and of course, nobody can question him because he has a legal jurisdiction over what he has done. We will continue praying for him, even as he proceeds forming the government. And we also urge him as commoners, Mr. President, always reinforce, fortify, and defend your bottom-up approach. As you defend the Constitution, this line will come with more blessing than we can possibly count. Your reign will be remembered by so many generations because you will rule with a favor from God, just like Joseph in Egypt. Kindly help me share this video. Thank you so much.